everybody, this is Coach Reg, aka Mr. Intensity, and my job is to invoke thought and help awaken the world's consciousness one person at a time. Hopefully that person is you. Now we're going to go into why I think a lot of people are just outright scared to be better than they were yesterday. To be better than they were yesterday, to be better than they were in a year later, just to be better. People are so afraid to be better, but there's certain things, because I was once afraid to be better too. Now the reason why I haven't made a video in a couple days is because, well, obviously I didn't know I was getting into the soap cosmetic business, but being that your skin is the biggest organ in the body, I gave it some thought and decided to take this venture on full time. People are getting serviced fast, people are getting serviced with a natural great product, and I stand behind the product that I give you, which is why we're working on a few more things brewing, and which is taking a lot of my time, so I apologize for that. But you have about 200 and some odd videos to go reference, to go learn about health. But this video is about why I think a lot of people are just outright shook, scared to be better than they were yesterday. And we're going to get into a couple of things that I was struggling with and how I got over them. Now, there's a lot of things that really hold people back, and that's doubt. And I'm going to get into a few things that you can look at in yourself. Now, this video is going to take you humbling yourself. A lot of my videos are going to make you humble yourself. And that's in the sense of looking at yourself in a different light. And look at yourself as you're outside of yourself, and look at yourself and say, what would I be in 5 years? And if I'm doing this right now today, if I continue to do this, will I be where I want to be in 5 years? So, the first one is fear of criticism. Now, are you afraid that if you become better, or you try to become better or step outside your comfort zone, you're afraid people are going to criticize you? Well, let me tell you right now, they are going to criticize you, because you know why? When you step outside the box of yourself, you're going to become different, and people are going to talk shit about you. It's part of the game. It is what it is. It means you're going in the right direction. So if I was you, I would get a thick skin. I would just learn how to take it and stop falling back. See, the reason why when I first made videos in the beginning, I kind of filtered myself because I was afraid of criticizing people. I was afraid of people criticizing me. And I was afraid that I was going to offend people. I was trying to make people happy. But here's the problem, people. When you make people happy, you make no one happy. Until you make yourself happy, that's all that matters. And people will follow you or they won't. Or people will support you or they won't. But it is what it is. As long as you stay true to yourself, the criticism comes with the territory. Next. Now, you're afraid that if you step outside the box, you're going to be poor. You're afraid of poverty. What that means is, if you want to start a business, if you want to start a venture, if you want to step outside your box and quit your job, you're afraid that it won't work, but you already messed up right there. You know why? First things first. Because you created resistance. You already started looking at the worst case scenario. Now, it's okay to look at a situation objectively, but you can't look at the situation in fear of the worst thing that's going to happen to you. You understand that if you move in the right direction, Law of Attraction 101, and take rapid action for it, then that won't happen. Now, in the beginning, I was in poverty. I was on welfare when I started Intensity a couple of years ago. And I was on welfare for a little bit after I started Intensity. Nobody knew it, because I looked at the future of what it could be, what it's becoming now. But I had to stay focused and not be afraid of how bad it got. I just understood if I set a goal for myself, if I use my brain and make the right plans and set a smart course of action, did the diligence, did the work, I took the time out, that it was going to happen. So you can't be afraid that you're going to be poor if you really want to do it. Here, the reason why it's in your head right now, the reason why you have a vision in your head right now is because you can have it. That's why it appears in your mind, because it's already yours. It just takes you to believe it. You can have it. Next. You're afraid of failure. Now, this is a line of poverty, but you're afraid of failure. Now, failure doesn't exist to me. It's all about redirection. See, when you fail, that means you're done. You stopped. You're not doing it anymore. Failing means that you're quitting. That's what it means. Redirecting means you're going to find another solution to your problem. It's a minor setback, what I call for a major comeback. But you can't be afraid of failure. You have to go fearless. A lot of people who are great that you see, that you look up to, that you see successful in life, they moved and took chances and wasn't thinking about fear. I am a person who takes chances because I am not afraid, because I understand that. I understand what reality is and what this life is, and I am not going to be 80 years old and look at myself and say, because I was afraid I didn't accomplish and be the better version of myself that day when I made that decision. I don't care who I offend. If there's people who need help, I'm going to tell my truth. You must be true to who you really are and just talk your shit sometimes. It is what it is. You're going to offend people whatever you do. There's everybody doesn't like you. That means that you're not living boldly. You're not living outside of the comfort zone. You're trying to please too many people. Here's the thing. Everybody is not supposed to like you. If everybody likes you, then how about living more fearlessly? Everybody can't like you. And people who say they like you, they lying. Somebody lying in that bunch. Everybody don't like you. I'm sorry. When you live and be true to yourself, you're going to piss somebody off, because you know why? You're going to make them think about what they're not doing for themselves. So don't be scared. Just move. Next. You're afraid of looking foolish and making a fool out of yourself. I'll be the first one to tell you. I made myself look like a fool several times before this channel blew up. I just kept on moving and moving and moving. In my class, I used to talk like this all the time. I used to call myself wanting to be a motivational personal trainer. People used to call me corny. People said that I was just talking shit. People said just train people and stop talking so much. You got to be true to yourself. Yeah, I'm long-winded, but goddamn it, I like to help people. I like to talk and motivate people. It's what I do. It's what I'm here for. And you can't be afraid to look foolish. If you're being weird, that's fine. If you're fitting in, it's not. You are lying to yourself if you're not going to make yourself look like a fool once or twice in your life stepping outside the box. You gotta do it. How about this? Take a year and not give a shit and just move towards your life. And I bet you in that year you'll be a whole different person. Guarantee you. So here's a big one, y'all. This is probably one of the biggest ones. I'm going to be alone. I'm not going to have any friends. Well, I assure you, the grass is greener on the other side, because if you change yourself and you don't have any friends, well, they wasn't your friends at all, or you grew away from who you once were in their lives. People do grow apart, and that's okay. That's part of life. You grow. I mean, it comes down to this. If you want to live in your purpose, you're going to have to lose some things, because you're not going to be the same person that you once was to grow to become who you are, who you want to be. You're going to have to lose certain things, but you're going to gain certain things back tenfold. If you want to be something in your life, and you understand these people that you're rolling with don't represent, don't stand for what you're doing, or don't do what you're doing, why would you try to fit into them? It's not working anymore. So instead of fighting against the current, just move. Just move. And I tell you right now, at the end of the tunnel, you'll be just fine. Next. Now, your fear of people in your family not liking your decisions and criticizing you. I'll tell you that when I first started a few ventures before, people in my family always said, why don't you get a job? Why don't you get a job? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But for me, I decided that I was going to do whatever I wanted to do, regardless of what y'all said. As long as, if it took me 20 years to hit my goal, in order to make you happy, I'm not going to lie to myself. If I didn't want a job, just over broke, jump off bridge, just obey boss, there's nothing wrong with a job. But if you don't love your job, people, then you're lying to yourself, and you're working for somebody to make them rich, to fulfill their dreams. You must understand that right there. If you don't like your job, then do something about it and stop talking about it. But I digress. Now, when family say you aren't doing what they want you to do it anyway. Because it's your life, and at the end of the day, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and either achievement or regret. You're going to look at yourself and just like say, I live my life the way I wanted to, regardless of what people are going to say. And people in your family seem to have the biggest influence over you because they're your blood, they're your family. But I'll tell you right now, I ain't listening to my family. People, I'm living cleaner. I'm living the purest. I'm spiritual. I'm helping people. I'm not taking no drugs. I'm not drinking. I'm a good father, and I run a successful business. And family is going to, but you're not doing what family wants you to do, so they're going to make you feel like shit. But if you're true to yourself, regardless of what they do, you will stay true to yourself and you will be happy. And I can tell you right now, I am happy. Why? Because I am true to myself regardless of what anybody thinks of me. All it's about what you think of you. Nobody else. You're petrified of success. You are scared to death to be successful. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You know that when you're successful, you're not going to be the same person that you once were. And you're out of your comfort zone. And some of y'all don't even like change. Some of y'all don't like to change. You want to stay complacent. But I can tell you right now, your 3-season life. You're either complaining, you're complacent, or you're competing, right? Now, I prefer always to be competing. When you're complacent, you're doing nothing with your life and you're wasting time, which we can never get back. When you're complaining, you're also doing nothing, but you're wasting your energy that you could be going to your goal. And when you're competing, which I always do, you're constantly getting better. Why? Because your body, you are meant to adapt. You are meant to evolve. You're meant to grow every single day. And at the end of your day, what do you have? Because you have 24 hours just like everybody else. And a lot of y'all are afraid to give up your friends. You're afraid to give up your food. You're afraid to give up your comfortable lifestyle that you may think is comfortable, but you also understand that there's more to you than meets the eye. But you don't reach for it because you're afraid of the success that you might achieve, and you're afraid that it might be too much for you. But I can tell you right now, if you take that one step and make a decision and keep on taking the small steps, that eventually you'll be at that location and you'll be like, damn, what was I scared of? I'm here now, and I love who I am becoming. Why? Because you are truly in your own comfort zone. You're truly in your own skin, and you are true to yourself, a spiritual being outside of the materialistic wants of society. So then you are your true self, which leads me to my next one. You are becoming your true self. A lot of people are afraid of their true self because they know their true self doesn't take the shit. See, they say ignorance is bliss, right? But to me, it's stupidity. When you are ignorant and you choose to be ignorant, it becomes stupidity because you understand that there's more to this world than it is. There's more to this world than it leads on to, but you rather stay in your box because you don't want to face the trueness of what's going on in your world. You don't want to face the trueness that's going on with you. You must not be scared, people. There's nothing to be afraid of. Like the little girl or the little boy who's always been afraid of swimming or roller coasters or whatever it may be. And then they go on it and they be like, wow, that wasn't bad at all. I want to go again, right? I want to go again. Because you understood that once you conquered your fear, the best way to grow is to continuously conquer fear. See, a lot of successful people always say, how was I successful? I continually conquered fear over and over and over and over again. I look for things I'm afraid of and I attack it. So Will Smith said, I attack everything that I'm afraid of because that's how I ensure perpetual growth. I go off on tangents from time to time, but it's who I am. I can only be who I am. And from what I can tell, the fake person that tried to satisfy people in the beginning of my YouTube channel, them videos still don't got views. They still don't got views. Why? Because that's the fake version of me. And now, this is the real version of me. Unedited, stuttering, tangents, mispronunciation of words. I look foolish every single day, but that's who I am. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to pretend to be perfect because that's not who I am. And that's not who you are. Don't be afraid to grow because at the other end of that tunnel, that's who you truly are. Afraid, fear is false evidence appearing real, as you have heard. It's false. It doesn't exist. It's only in here. You break the barriers of your mind, and you'll break the barrier of life. Besides that, this is Coach Reg, aka Mr. In10sity, and my job is to invoke thought and help awaken the world's consciousness, one person at a time. Hopefully,